Hey, we're about halfway through 2023, so what games do we have to look forward to for the rest of the year? Well, we got you covered with the top 25 games coming in the second half of 2023. Now, please note, video games often get delayed, and surprise games may be announced. Who knows what's gonna happen, so release dates are subject to change. Still, there is a lot to look forward to, so let's get started off with number 25. Super Mario Bros. Wonder is coming for Nintendo Switch, and this is the next big 2D Mario game with 3D graphics, and it looks pretty out of this world. I like the modern 2D Mario games, but I think they've needed a refresh for a while, and it seems like Nintendo is definitely going there. We've seen a lot of weird, crazy mechanics highlighted in the trailer, from weird, creepy, long Mario to Mario turning into an elephant to all different types of new enemies and environments and just stuff we haven't seen in a Mario game, where it seems like some of the design and also some of the visuals and like the creativity are really being turned on their head. And we love a Mario shakeup. There's always something. There's always a new angle, and we're curious to see like what this one really truly is. And thankfully, we get to find out when this releases October 20th. Now, next over at number 24, we have S.T.A.L.K.E.R 2 Heart of Chornobyl. We've talked about this one a lot already, but this game hopefully finally releases this year after a long development cycle. And I think it deserves all the time in the world because it's like the follow-up to the classic S.T.A.L.K.E.R series, one that for PC players kind of birthed a new genre or subgenre. These games are incredibly unique. It's not just a first-person post-apocalyptic survival shooter. It's just got a different feel, a different vibe to it. It's a little brainier, and it seems like those elements are carrying over to S.T.A.L.K.E.R 2 here, with a lot of investigation, scientific elements, discovering and really figuring out anomalies, as well as, of course, just shooting bad guys and gun customization and all that stuff. This one has a ton of potential, and as of right now, it's slated for December. Now, next over at number 23, we have Bomb Rush Cyberfunk. This is like the spiritual successor to the Jet Set games, Jet Set Radio, stuff like that, and we couldn't be more excited because look at this thing. If you're a gamer from like the early Xbox days or the Sega Dreamcast days, you know what this is about. They know what they're doing here. And not even just as like a nostalgic throwback type of thing, like this is a genre, this is a type of game that we don't get a lot of today. So this releasing could actually feel pretty fresh and new to younger players or players who never experienced this type of awesome game. This is releasing August 18th. Next over at number 22, we have PAYDAY 3. This was recently announced, and as of right now, details are still pretty scant on it, but there's been a new PAYDAY in the works for a while, and it seems like this year we're finally going to be playing it. We know it takes place in New York. The legendary PAYDAY crew is kind of back in action after retirement. Something pulls them back in, and you're doing crime heisting PAYDAY stuff cooperatively with friends, getting apparently more loot, more money this time around, and bigger levels. The New York levels that we have seen highlighted, there is some gameplay floating around out there. Seems really cool. There really isn't an online shooter like the PAYDAY series, so we're curious to see what they do with this one. They're selling it at a lower price, which is pretty cool, and it's dropping September 21st, 2023. Now, next over at number 21, we have the new Alone in the Dark game. This is kind of like a reimagining of the original game with Edward Carnby and everything like that. And David Harbour is in it, which I'm not really like the, oh cool, a celebrity is in a game type of person, but I still don't think we've really seen David Harbour utilized properly after Stranger Things, and you know, this could maybe be a good opportunity. Regardless of who's in it, it looks like Alone in the Dark, but for this new generation with a little bit more of like an over-the-shoulder Resident Evil remake type of control scheme, combat, lots of puzzles, haunted houses, the stuff you'd expect. Still, from right now, this one could go either way, but as a horror game fan, I'm still looking forward to checking it out, seeing what's up, and it's releasing at the perfect time of year, October 25th, 2023. Now, next over at number 20, we have Cities Skylines II. This is the follow-up to the original incredible Cities Skylines. That game was a fantastic city builder that really like kicked SimCity's ass. And that's hard for me to say as an old school SimCity fan, but Cities Skylines is something else, especially with the mod community and all the support the developers gave it over the years. And it seems like they're doing the same thing with Cities Skylines II. It just seems like a bigger, badder, crazier city builder. And you know, that's what the doctor ordered. This is releasing as of right now, October 24th, 2023. Next, over at number 19, we have Avatar: Frontiers of Pandora. The Avatar franchise is absolutely huge. Even though some people make fun of it, it is one of the bigger, more popular franchises for a reason, and it's ripe for a video game. I mean, it practically is a video game. So this totally makes sense, and what Ubisoft is essentially doing here is applying some of their Far Cry first-person shooter open world stuff to Avatar. You play as a Na'vi who was born on the planet but was ripped away from their home world and trained as a soldier, and then escapes and goes back to rediscovering their roots. So essentially that means you are a native Na'vi who knows how to use a gun, because then it wouldn't be a video game or an Avatar thing. So you're using guns, you're also using your bow, you're embracing your abilities as a Na'vi, you're running faster, you're jumping higher, and you're also riding mounts. You're flying through the air, you're riding across the plains of this new territory of Pandora we haven't seen before, and it seems like this could be pretty cool. Pandora is just a cool planet, and I would like to experience it. Very curious to see how Ubisoft actually handles this whole thing. I mean, Ubisoft has received a lot of rightful criticism in the past, but the tactical blue native alien people are cool. So we get to experience this game seemingly December 7th, 2023. It's going to be the last big game of the year, if that release date sticks, of course. Now, next over at number 18, we have Forza Motorsport. They're dropping the numbers and just going with Forza Motorsport. And this is, of course, the mainline franchise for the Forza games. This is the more simulation-heavy, the racing-focused game. Not really centered around open-world shenanigans or racing culture. No, this is just about the cars and the racing and the precision. And this time around, of course, surprise, surprise, the graphics are even crazier, but they're also rethinking the progression loop and how, essentially, cars are going to be built, not bought in this game. You're going to progress, you're going to earn points, and you're going to spend them on making your cars better and then eventually earning new cars. Instead of having a lot of freedom, this game is going to make you appreciate the cars individually, which I think the Forza series has kind of lost sight of in the past, so this is a cool change up. We're curious to see how this one actually goes down when it releases October 10th. Next, over at number 17, we have Super Mario RPG. Nintendo is really going buck wild this year, but they are also very much doing a remake, re-release type thing, which, love it or hate it, this seems like a good one. It's for the original Super Nintendo Super Mario RPG, an incredibly unique game from Nintendo, and now it's got a completely new coat of paint. It looks absolutely gorgeous. It seems like they're sticking to the gameplay fundamentals, but not enough people experience this one, so this is going to feel completely new to a lot of people, and we hope it's successful because we'd love to see more Mario RPG style games. I mean, it's been a minute. And that is dropping on November 17th, 2023. Now, next over at number 16, we have Remnant 2. Remnant from the Ashes was great, and Remnant 2 seems to really be running with that. Better melee, more guns, more character customization, and most importantly, more randomly generated scenarios and encounters. These games are a blast to play alone, but really with friends. If you like a good third-person shooter that's kind of endlessly replayable, and you didn't experience the first one, you should keep your eyes on this one because, again, the characters, the building, but also some really cool monster and boss and world designs. We think this could definitely be a big one. Now, next over at number 15, we have Cyberpunk: Phantom Liberty. This is the big expansion for Cyberpunk 2077. Yes, Cyberpunk 2077 had a rough launch and the developers took a long time fixing it, but now the game is solid and we're getting a big proper expansion for it. A new bit of story in a new region called Dogtown, new characters, more stuff for V to deal with, but also totally overhauled system mechanics, RPG mechanics, gameplay enhancements. We're excited to see how big of a deal this one actually is. It's releasing September 26th, 2023. Next, over at number 14, if you're looking for a bit of a throwback, we have Sea of Stars. This is an old school style turn-based RPG. It is clearly wearing its influences on its sleeve. If you grew up in the 90s, chances are you probably played an RPG like this, and they know what they're doing here. Incredible art, great monster, creature designs, world designs, incredible music from what we've heard so far. And it's from the people who made The Messenger, so I think it's safe to say they know what they're doing, especially in the old school realm. I definitely trust them. We'll have to judge the final product though when it releases August 29th. Now, next over at number 13, we have Lords of the Fallen. This is a follow-up to the Lords of the Fallen from a few years ago, the Souls-like game that was really good, but, didn't really change the world or anything. This one, though, looks absolutely crazy. It looks like they're going buck wild this time around with crazy monsters, cool lore, over-the-top characters, and, I've said this phrase already in this video, but I'm gonna waste it again. This seems like what the doctor ordered. This game looks like they took the original, and they made it like a heavy metal album cover. And I'm okay with that, no notes. And as of right now, Lords of the Fallen is releasing October 13th. Now, next over at number 12, we have Assassin's Creed Mirage. This is the one that's billed as kind of like a throwback to the original games, the Altair, Ezio style games, because it's centered around essentially one city and a surrounding area, and it's got social stealth, single assassination missions, and simple parkour. It's not an endlessly vast, huge open world RPG like the more recent Odyssey or Valhalla. This is going a little bit back to basics. Now, I'm curious to see if it can do anything with that formula and shake it up a little bit and make a reason for it existing other than just, hey, all you weirdos who still like the original Assassin's Creeds, we just want your money again. I will admit I am one of those people. By bringing it back to basics, I think this has the potential to be like a good shakeup for the franchise, especially for specific types of fans like us. But we'll have to see for sure when the final product releases. It's dropping this fall, October 12th. Now, next over at number 11, we have the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. This is another horror movie franchise centered around an asymmetrical multiplayer game where you're playing as the gross, creepy family, and you're also playing as the survivors trying to get out of the house and the surrounding fields. And it seems like they're going pretty crazy with this one because the level of detail, the way the house, the way the atmosphere has really been recreated, it seems cool. But then you're just gonna be running around doing multiplayer stuff, so we really hope that the tension can still be there. I know Texas Chainsaw movie fans have had it rough. We've certainly had our ups and downs, and we're really hoping that this game can truly tap the potential of the original greatness of this series. Because frankly, it's been a minute. And this game is releasing, as of right now, August 18th. Next over at number 10, we have Immortals of Aveum. This one is a pretty simple pitch. Picture like a cinematic, crazy, action-packed Call of Duty campaign, first-person shooting, all that, but instead of guns and tactical soldiers, you're actually like elite tactical wizards in a fantasy world. Yeah, I think that's actually pretty cool. And Immortals of Aveum is hand magic blasting. It's a first-person shooter where you're throwing magic balls at people, and essentially, it's more of a shooter than you'd expect. You have ultimate abilities, you have all this crazy stuff, but a lot of your magic types are essentially machine gun, pistol, shotgun blast, but magic. Along with that, we've seen crazy levels, over-the-top battles and stuff, and an emphasis on story and cutscenes. Now, it's very jam-packed with new lore that these game developers made up, and it just, to me, feels kind of like a throwback to the mid-early 2000s when a bunch of those, middle-tier games were coming out that were really creative and really exciting. We don't know if Immortals of Aveum can, reach those heights, but this development studio, a newer studio, is giving this a shot, and it's being published under the EA Originals banner, and they've been making some good choices lately. So we're excited to run through this one, shoot some bad guys and dragons with magic, and see what's up. This is releasing at the end of the summer, August 22nd. Next over at number 9, we have Exoprimal. This is Capcom's kind of multiplayer shooter thing where it's mechs fighting off against hordes of dinosaurs that are raining from the sky. I don't really have anything else. I don't really have any notes here. That seems like a good idea. I don't really have, it's just good old-fashioned dumb video game ideas that we need more of. Is it gonna stick with multiplayer players? I don't know, but Capcom is crazy enough to try, and we'll see it July 14th. Next over at number 8, we have Lies of P. This is, of course, the dark and gritty Pinocchio Souls-like game. A lot of people are billing this as the sequel to Bloodborne that we never got. That's a little crazy to me. Let's tone down the hype a little bit. There is a demo for this one, and it does seem pretty cool. Is it going to be Bloodborne 2? That I don't know. But personally, I love the aesthetic, I love the environment, the enemy designs here. They are absolutely my jam, and I think it's gonna scratch an itch for a lot of people. We're just hoping that the combat and the real core gameplay loop as it goes on for a couple of hours is as compelling as it could be. Still, we've been talking about this one on gameranx since day one when this was announced. We've been excited, so we're hoping to finally get our hands on it September 19th, 2023. Next over at number 7, we have Alan Wake 2. Alan Wake 2 is going a lot crazier. They're going full survival horror this time around, which is absolutely perfect for this series. It looks like it plays and controls very much like a Resident Evil 2 remake or Resident Evil 4 or something like that, and it's a lot of shooting bad guys with the flashlight type of stuff from the original Alan Wake, but just seemingly way better feeling, but also with a big emphasis on detective work and solving mysteries. You're going to be playing as two characters, Alan Wake and Saga, jumping around, doing investigations, and how this plot will kind of weave its way through things. I am really excited to see, because that's where Remedy really excels, is the storytelling department. Hopefully it's good, and hopefully it's the perfect spooky fall game, because it's releasing October 17th, 2023. Now, next over at number 6, we have RoboCop Rogue City. This is a first-person shooter RoboCop game featuring the voice of Peter Weller, the original RoboCop. It's from the developers behind the more recent Terminator game from a couple years back that wasn't perfect. It was a smaller budget, but it kind of understood the franchise, and now they're taking on RoboCop, and I'm trying to resist here. As a diehard, insane RoboCop fan, I am going to be extremely picky with this one, so I'm just going to set that aside. What we do have here is kind of like a slow-paced, heavy-duty first-person shooter where you can also go around as RoboCop, talking to perps, interrogating them, asking them questions, making different choices. There's potential here. I mean, as a RoboCop fan, of course I'm going to say that. There's always potential with RoboCop, but it's been a while since we've had a good video game feature in this guy. And this one, whether it's good or not, is releasing September 2023. Now, next over at number 5, we have Marvel's Spider-Man 2. We've finally seen this one heavily detailed, and you're switching between Peter and Miles in real time, going on adventures through a bigger New York City with an expanded Queens and Brooklyn, which I think is incredibly exciting because we haven't seen those games really represented well in video games in a minute, not to mention Insomniac's world building. But then, of course, it's symbiote Peter Parker. So there's a lot of ramifications for that from a combat and story perspective. And of course, Venom is one of the big bads, as well as Kraven the Hunter. Kraven's also getting a movie. That doesn't look very good, but Kraven in this game looks awesome. I'm a Spider-Man fanboy. I would have put this one at number 1, but I don't make the rules here. We really like the Insomniac Spider-Man games, so we're hoping this one just kind of continues that train, keeps it rolling. It's releasing October 20th, 2023. Next over at number 4, we have something a little different. It's Atlas Fallen. This is another game that to me feels kind of like a throwback to something from the mid-2000s, something like a Darksiders style game, because it's like this cool open world magical fantasy adventure with badass combat and big monster slaying and cool looking edgy characters and surfing on sand. We got to play a little bit of this a couple of months back, and we're not sure about it yet, but I think it's worth keeping an eye on, or at least considering to give a shot to a game that's just completely new intellectual property. It's not a sequel, it's not a remake or anything, it's just a new adventure in a new world, so you can't help but root for that. Atlas Fallen is releasing August 10th, 2023. Now, next over at number 3, we have Mortal Kombat 1. This thing looks absolutely insane. As trailers and character reveals start to really trickle out, we get to see what NetherRealm is really doing here. This is a kind of rebooted, but also remixed Mortal Kombat world. We've gotten a story arc of like a whole adventure with the classic Mortal Kombat characters for a while now, so things have kind of completely been reset by Fire God Liu Kang after the crazy events of the last game, and he's crafted this new universe which features classic characters in totally new interpretations and situations and alliances. It seems like it's going to make for some crazy things. It reminds me of a comic book with how they're just playing fast and loose with changing everything around just to keep it fresh and interesting. It's either going to piss off fans or thoroughly entertain them. But regardless, the combat looks awesome. You know, using cameos and other players to jump in and help you, as well as crazy new over-the-top aerial combos and lots of gore that we can't show or this video is going to get taken down. It's that crazy. But as of right now, it's releasing September 19th, 2023. Now, next over at number 2, it wouldn't be a list without a From Software game, but it's a different one. It's Armored Core 6: Fires of Rubicon. From Software is going back to their roots here, and they're just making a new mech game. This is something that they used to do, and Fires of Rubicon is going to bring big battles, big arenas, faster paced combat, and lots of mech customization. A lot of this stuff, it's not that deep. It's just a solid, compelling mech game. That's why people really love this franchise and are excited to see it come back. But now, with From Software's chops with art design, beautiful imagery, sound design, combat, I think this has the potential to be really, really cool and definitely bring on some new fans for this old franchise. It's dropping August 25th, 2023. Now, next over at number 1, the big one, the big question mark, STARFIELD. This is Bethesda's next big game. We personally here at gameranx think it's very interesting, specifically because it's the first time they're not just making a new Elder Scrolls or a Fallout in a while. Games take so long to make, and they've been making the same thing for many years. So for them to set out and try something new and really make something that they want to make, we definitely want to see what this is about. A lot of people were billing it as Skyrim in space. Some people say, I don't want that. Some people think that sounds like the perfect recipe. This game has a lot. They're throwing the kitchen sink at you. Full adventures, multiple explorable planets, big cities, randomly generated vast planets for resources, base building, ship building, character customization, space battles, dogfighting. It's incredibly ambitious, and we're curious to see if Bethesda can really meet that. Everyone's gonna make jokes like, is this game gonna be a buggy mess? That is the state of gaming right now, but that's also like a Bethesda thing. Who knows? There's a lot of people who are incredibly hyped for this one. There are some people who are a little bit more divided, but we got you covered. We're gonna be checking this game out, doing a before you buy video, and give you some info, and that's what we're gonna do with a lot of games on this list. This has been 25 upcoming games for the rest of 2023. So the most important thing is we want to hear from you guys in the comments what you're looking forward to. If like you can throw your own little top 5 or something like that, we would really appreciate that because we want to tailor the videos to you. So let us know which of these games you're looking forward to. And of course, some that we didn't mention. We couldn't include everything. So let us know what you care about. If you like this video though, and you like us talking games every day, all you got to do is click the like button. It legitimately helps us. Thank you. But that's it, guys. We'll see you in the next one. Have a great day.